What's guys? Eric here, traveling trading. About to do this video here for you guys real quick. Today's going to be a little bit different. The video that we're going to do is just going to talk over some stock that a lot of people were asking me about today. Just kind of get my opinion on them. There won't be any of the alerts in the chat room or anything like that we'll cover. Today's July 6th, coming off the holiday weekend. Markets were all red today, pretty much. Pre-market was a good run. You guys seen I only traded in pre-market. I didn't trade throughout the day. It's first time in a while I didn't trade throughout the day, but doesn't mean there wasn't no moves. There was definitely some moves to be made there. I just missed a lot of them from my trading setup. But and with the market turning red, I kind of expected that coming off the holiday weekend. So finding trades would have been a little bit more harder, but it's definitely was some good ones there today, not only throughout the day, but also during after hours too. Um, if you were, kind of paying attention throughout the day, depending on how your day went. But yeah, it was definitely some good moves. Like, BSQR was still good. I think PBTS was pretty decent. OSAT was good. There was a couple of plays that were there that you definitely could have made some money on. So depending on how you were trading, hopefully you had a good day. But other than that, what we're going to do here real quick, we're going to get into this trade. We're going to go over some of the stock tickers that people are asking about and what in my opinion on. I'll give you guys my opinion. Again, this is not professional advice. Do your own due diligence. This is just, what I'm looking at and what I'm considering, based on what I'm seeing here, analysis wise. So, further ado, this video should be very, very quick. We'll go into it, give you my pointers. You can take a look at it for yourself, and we'll go from there. Because once I get done with this video, got to get that watch list together for you guys. Go over with the admin so we can get ready for tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day. The way the market ended, looked like it might be some few runners on there. Like DT, ST looked pretty good. That was probably the best one I've seen after hours. BDR picked up after hours too pretty quickly and towards the end. So those might be two good ones I'll be looking at. But anyways, I'll get to watch this for you guys together for tomorrow. Post it up in the alerts channel. We'll go from there. Hopefully have another green day. But let's, without further ado, jump into it. One of the first stocks I was told to look at. Let me take a look here real quick. I think Susan asked me to look at AMC. So let's start off with AMC, and we'll see what that bad boy was looking at. Sorry for the noise in the background. I don't know what the heck is going on if you guys can hear that, but somewhere somebody's making some noise doing something. But anyways, AMC. Let's take a look at what AMC did today here. Let me put that on the 1 minute. It's 1 minute. Oh, I put that on 1 second. Let's change that to 1 second or 1 minute. So AMC was kind of a disappointment for a lot of people today, wasn't it? I know a lot of y'all still holding this bad boy, you know, using your diamond hands and wanting to hope this thing goes to like $100 to $1,000. I do too. I would love it, but it looks like it's kind of getting exhausted. Surprisingly though, I think they were supposed to do like a offering, but they didn't. They decided not to go through with it. I guess through public outcry or shareholders saying don't do it, whatever. But anyways, nonetheless, AMC didn't have a great day. It definitely dropped off throughout the day today, which is to be expected. Is we all know it's overvalued, of course, but Wall Street bets will do that to you. So, anyways, um, yeah, my thoughts here. With AMC, if you depending on where you get in at, if you're someone who got in early, me honestly, I'd take my profits. That's just me because it's at the 50s. I don't see it breaking past 60s until the hype starts to come back up to it. Um, and the chatter on Reddit and everything starts to happen, then the stock will start to go back up when they start posting those pictures and all that stuff that they do in the group. But until then, I don't really see this thing gaining any more momentum. They need something to happen, and if they have an offering, that's just going to make it worse. So if it was me personally, I'd you know at least take some type of profit. If you want to play with the rest, that's fine. I know how diamond hands are. You guys can hold it for forever, whatever. But if you were one of those people that was trying to make some money, take your money and go, or at least take some of it right now, lock in something, because from here maybe until the next couple of weeks, I don't really see nothing happening with it. That's just my opinion. But it'd still be good to watch. We might see some movement here and there. If you had a short on this, you definitely has some money to be made today because I mean, peaked all the way to what 53, came down to like 49. That's a good solid move there if you're shorting the stock. So that's my thoughts on AMC. Who else asked me about one? I think Ronnie had asked me about XCLA. Let me take a look at that. Let's see here. XCLA, I think, was making moves after hours too, guys. So yeah, look at that. And this was alerted, wasn't it? A little bit later on. Yeah, it was alerted. Let me see if I can pull that up. Get you a quick little alert review. Let me see if I can find out when that thing went off. 290. Yep. Oh yeah, because they had yeah, I think Rico and some of you other guys were talking about that one in the chat room too. So it went off at like 224. Yeah, right at that initial spike. Yeah, so it probably went off like right here in this area. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know why it's running. There wasn't no news. I think the latest thing that the admins put out was like news from 6:30, June 30th. But look at this. This thing trended all the way up into after hours, which is not good. I mean, it ended on a strong note. It's really good. My thoughts on this, because there was no news, there's no catalyst. This could be a pump of some sort. I don't know how because there's nothing there. Um, let me actually take a look at level two. I mean, you got. Let's see if you have some support there. Let me pull this up here. Me, if I was bag holding, yeah, I'd dump this thing. But will it carry over into the next morning? Because I think you had asked me that. I don't think that momentum will carry over into next morning. Typically, guys, with after hours activity is usually between certain industries and certain companies, and that's why it usually does that. But I don't think it'll carry over to after hours. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's a pre-market. That's just my opinion. But I mean, if you want to take that chance, definitely by all means do so. Let me see if I can look at level two real quick to see if there's any support showing. Sorry, when this little thing is recording, it freezes up my computer a lot. I'm gonna have to start doing things on my gaming computer. That's the one I use to execute my trades on. This one I just use for you guys to be able to review stuff. But let me see here. XCLA. Let's take a look at that bad boy. 20K support at 274. Oh, I don't know. Hmm. You know what? It might hold its ground there, but I have no idea. There's nothing. That's weird. There's no catalyst or nothing like that that's running. Sometimes stocks can run just on pure volume alone, guys, for whatever reason. Sometimes there isn't a reason. They're just running off of volume alone. And this might be a good example here. So with this one, depending on where you had got in and got out, I would try to hold it. If you got in at a high level and it's at this point and you're thinking about trying to just, take your money and run, I'd probably hold out. I would see if it because it's not even broken the VWAP yet. I would try to hang on to see if you could recover some of those losses. In my opinion, that's just me. Depending on when you got in. But again, I do see it just kind of dying out, depending on what happens pre-market. If you don't get much activity in pre-market, cut it where it's at and just go on because it'll just come right back down. A lot of times these penny stocks will do that. All right. So the next one we'll take a look at here, and then I think Kim had asked about ANY. ANY. Yeah, so Kim, I would take this one here. Not sure where you got in. I don't think we cover your strategy too much, but yeah, this one's on a good uptrend. Not just on a 1 minute though, but let me zoom out here. Look at that. I mean, it's holding ground pretty good. So I would say if you're swinging this, Kim, give it some more time. I mean, obviously it's topping out in a 316 area. Uh, looks like it's going to reach there again pretty soon. So I would say, take your money run because if you take a look on a longer time frame, the moving averages is about to still go up. So it looks like it might try to get some more momentum going that way. And it's still, still within the good range of the RSI for it to move up some more. So I would say hang on to it for a little bit longer if you can. That's just me. But yeah. All right. So that's just thoughts on that one. Take a look at the level two, see how that looks for you as well too. but chart wise looks okay. I don't really see, the thing about any is though it has decent volume enough for you to trade it, but it's hard for it to get a lot of volume for it to make major moves without a catalyst. And I don't think anything recent has came out with any. That's this is just like a regular cup and handle setup, honestly. If you're looking at that, the latest news they had was, let me see, it looks like it was like June 20, June 11th was the last time they had some news, and it wasn't really good. Um, it was about them having to contact the law firm. So, anyways, but yeah, that's my thought. Just that thing's just running off of pure technicals and whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, still worth the hope. All right. Let me see what other questions were asked, and then these will be the last ones I cover here. Oh yeah, I think Robin had asked about a few stocks too. So let me get this out here. So PCT, let's take a look at PCT here for you, Robin. Now I'm on the 5 minute chart, and I know you guys might trade on different time frames. I think when we were talking, you like to swing trade this one and look at it at a different time frame. So let's switch that up here in a second. I'm just kind of looking at the chart overall for the day, and obviously it was in a free for all, so that's understandable. I think Robert said that you trade on the 4 hour time frame, so I'm gonna switch it to four. Let me zoom in. So this was a good conversation that we had. Robin had asked, as far as like the trading plan goes and things like that. Um, when I trade, do I usually double down on, the trade if it's not going my way? If I'm down 10 to 15%, um, and I said that for me, I try to stick to the plan as much as I can. I never deviate. If stock starts going the opposite way of what I thought it'd do, that I thought it would, I cut my losses and just admit I'm wrong and move on. Um, but again, that's dependent upon your entries and exits of your trading strategy. Okay, um, so to kind of give you guys a kind of idea of what we had talked about, um, you know, he has said that the 5 to 10% range is kind of like, I guess, was within his strategy, and typically that's what mine is too. I try not to let my stocks fall more than 15%. Once it hits 15% for me, I'm like, that's it. It's definitely not going my way. Now, that's kind of a caveat because sometimes depending on how advanced you are at trading, guys, you can also scale in and out of positions. When I scale, I'll scale in. I'm expecting maybe a 5 to 10% loss, and then 15 is my minimum. I might double down if I already had planned on doing that in my trading strategy, depending on the strategy that I'm trading. Then I would do that. But if it wasn't part of my initial plan, like I didn't think that, if I see that the stock is not going the way I initially thought as part of my trading plan, I'm exiting. But there are some times where I'll get into a trade and I get in with a smaller position because I wanted to test the waters. If it starts going my way, great, I'll scale up. But I'm trading with a smaller position because I'm testing it to see if it's going to do something. I'm okay with that 5 to 10% loss if I'm going wrong. But if it gets that 5 to 10% loss and my indicators are showing me what I need to see, the level two is looking like what I need it to look like, I'm willing to throw some more money in there to bring my cost average down and start to adjust from there. But that's only if that's part of my plan. So it's okay to do that, but only when it's a part of your plan. If not, you're gonna find yourself in the piranha effect. And what I was saying to Robin, that if you find yourself catching 5% losses, 10% losses, back to back to back to back to back, and then you'll get like a good 15% gain, 20% gain. Those small losses will over time eat away at your gains. It's called the piranha effect. It's actually in the How to Day Trade and Live. I think Andrew Aziz talked about that too. Like, you'll have like, oh, small loss here, small loss there, small loss there. At that point, you need to. I was telling Robbie, you kind of have two choices. If you're seeing that you're getting a lot of small losses, you one either need to change your strategy, or two need to change your position size that allow you to be able to take a 5% loss or 10% loss and be like, okay, and the stock is eventually playing out to how you want it to play out, because sometimes that happens. So, like, for example, If you were trading and you had a 5 to 10% loss, $500, that might be different than you having a 5 to 10% loss of maybe $100. You know, you wouldn't mind losing $5 then at that point versus losing a lot more if you had a $500 worth of shares being traded. You wouldn't be so psyched to get yourself out of the trade because you're willing to hold on, let the stock play out because you're okay with a 5 to 10% loss. That's the psychology aspect that's coming into that part of trading. Okay. And you got to be able to recognize that for yourself as a trader by judging your position size and your trading strategy if it's going to be fitting within your tolerance psychologically. If you're okay with taking a 5 to 10% loss and you know that your strategy or you've tested your strategy and it's played out like that before, but you keep finding yourself taking that loss because you're getting stopped out, you're gonna have to change your position size because there's nothing wrong with your strategy. Your strategy works, but you need to change your position size because psychologically, you're psyching yourself out to take that, take that loss instead of letting the stock go ahead and play out the way you expect it to play out. That could be one issue there. Um, so yeah, I mean, with PCT, to be honest with you, if you're swinging this at this point, let's take a look at this here. I mean, at this point, if you're swinging this, I think it's kind of broken the trend or on its way to breaking the trend. If you're longing this, you might want to just go ahead and take that loss. Let's look at that. Um, and even this, there's a sell signal here with a super trend indicator. It's breaking a trend line. Um, I mean, it's down on the RSI. It's still it's just touching the red on the MACD, and it's probably got more to come. So I'm expecting this thing to probably I'm expecting PCT to drop some more. Robin, if you're in that one, to be honest with you, that's just my opinion. Don't know the risk size and tolerance that you have in it. Um, Judge that accordingly. But from what I'm seeing here, I'm expecting this to drop a little bit more for the time being going forward. I'm not sure how long you're swinging this, but from the time going forward, it looks like it's broken its initial trend where it's at now over the last couple of days, I guess since May, almost a couple months or so. Yeah, might want to bite the bullet on that one. That's just my opinion. So let me delete this here, and we'll look at the last one here. And again, this is swing trading. It's a 4-hour time frame. If you guys look at that PDF that I uploaded actually to it was either today or yesterday. I'm sorry, my days are running through. But in the PDF, as part of building your trading strategy, um, or building your trading plan, which is different than your strategy. Um, that's in there. As far as your entries and exits. But we'll cover that here in a second. Let me pull up the other one you wanted me to look at here. I think it was OUST, I believe. So with OUST, we had talked about that one too. And you were right. I mean, these things were getting beat down with the volume today. Uh, so initially, so with this one here, Robin, I would say hang on. If you're long in this one, I would say hang on to this one for a little bit more because of a few things. What I'm seeing here, I mean, the trend, even if no matter how long you draw the line, it's still trending upwards, which is good. No matter if you want to start from here, start from here, start from here, depending on your time frame, it's still trending upwards, which is good. It's in the middle of the relative strength index, and it looks like that this is going to actually begin to turn up a little bit. So the problem is, like you were saying, is that it's trading sideways at the moment. If you kind of get a little closer, it's trading sideways, like you said, between like the high 13s to the 11s. Now this is what's called trading in a range. Not sure your trading strategy was on this one if you were meaning to trade in the range, but you can kind of tell with the candlesticks here that's not going to be much movement coming from the next few days until I guess something happens and it begins to move. But your last big move here was this drop. These were decent, I mean, it dropped right here. The buy signal is just now coming strong, so you still have a chance for it to go long. I would still hold it. If you're long it, I would still hold it to see how it plays out. At the peak of once that moving average changes, which might be a couple of days. Again, if you're swing trading, this is a 4-hour time frame. I don't swing trade that much anymore, but when ones like this are presentable, see there's a good amount of volume coming through here, which is good, but it's just not going your way. That's the problem. Um, but you still have a chance to hold on to that. So I would say kind of hold that one. I'd get rid of PCST and hold OUST. That's just my opinion. But this is what's happening with OUST is what's called trading within a range. So like I said in that PDF guide, if you guys want, let me pull it up here real quick for you. So in that guide there, I said, part of your trading, developing your trading plan, you should know if you want to trade within a range, or if you're trading with the trend. Those two trades that you have are right now are trading in two different ones. Um, so it just depends on how you like to trade, um, is what you want to kind of look at. So that's just my thoughts on that one. Hopefully you guys got that PDF. It should be uh, in the Facebook files for you guys to be able to look at. But yeah, with OUST being trading in the range, if you're okay with waiting that out, wait it out. It looks like you might have a good point of exit um, for you. So, but yeah, what I was talking about was in number 3, the conditions of the stock. You want to know the condition of the stock as part of your trading plan. Let me pull it back up here real quick. Right here. So trading in a range or trading within a trend. Decide which conditions are ideal for your trade. It's going to help your strategy. Now, remember, guys, a trading strategy is different than a trading plan. All right. I break all that down in the course and how you should have them and all that good stuff. But anyways, this right here is considered trading in a range. The stock is just, it's not really much movement. It's a lot of volume, but not a lot of movement. But now the volume is starting to die down. So eventually, as time goes forward, you should start to see some of this change, and hopefully the volume keeps up with it too. So that's my thought. Hold OUST, get rid of the other one. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for you guys. I hope you guys got a little bit of learning here, a little insight from going over this stuff here. Like I said, the PDF that you are looking at that I just showed you, the 7 steps for developing a trade plan, in the Facebook group. So go ahead and take a look at that. Other stuff is in the course that's more detailed about all the stuff that I'm looking at, a lot more. But yeah, and that's pretty much what I would look at on that trade. Oh, and also kind of checking level 2. I mean, let me take a look here. Looking at level 2, you definitely got some support in like the 1120 range, which is kind of like right here where it's at. So you got support. That's another reason why I was saying hold it. You got a confirmation there as well. So, but anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on those trades. If any of you guys got any other trades you want me to kind of look at or review, I'll definitely try to get in there and take a look at them and give you my thoughts on them. Maybe answer some questions you have. Um, we'll talk about it. So definitely let me know. Put it in the comments in the YouTube comment here. You can message me on Facebook if you want. Whatever. Yeah, reach me in all the platforms. I'm always checking them, needing to check them. But other than that, let's get ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna get this watch list together, put it out for you guys in a moment. Post it in the alerts channel of the group. If you have any questions, like I said, let me know. Other than that, let's stay green and get ready to get this money tomorrow. See you.